All right, it is story time. Here we go. So there I was, standing at the edge of an airplane, getting ready to jump out, and I'm rethinking my entire life. Hey guys, this is Joey. This is my new channel. We're gonna kick this off. I'm gonna start telling some Army stories and a whole bunch of stories from my life. I've done a ton of crazy stuff in my life that just makes no sense, and I'm excited to share it with you. So I'll try not to be cheesy and weird, but it's who I am. So you're gonna get what you get. So there I am. So I'm in airborne training in the US Army, and I am the first person at the door. So the way it works, you got this huge plane full of people, something like 64 people, something. And I somehow draw the short stick, and I am the first person. And when the cadre, when the black hat yells, 2 minutes, that's when you position yourself up in front of the door. And so I'm standing there with my hands on my reserve. He already took my line. And I'm standing there looking out at the tops of the trees in frickin' Georgia, rethinking my entire life. Thinking, what in the absolute hell am I doing getting ready to jump out of an airplane? I'm 19 years old. I got plenty to live for. What is wrong with me? And I am literally rethinking my entire life. And I'm standing over the edge and I'm looking out. And no kidding, my entire life flashes before my eyes. Am I insane? And the cadre yells, 30 seconds! And I literally clenched in the tight place. And I got ready to jump out of a plane. And when he, 3, 2, 1, boom! And he kicks me in the butt. And I go flying out of the plane and poof! My parachute hits because it's automatic ripcords. So we don't have to pull anything. And I'm floating there in the air. It is dead silent. The most silence I have ever experienced in my life. The noise of the plane was so loud from the engines and the guys in the plane as we're headed to the drop zone that once I jumped out, the absence of sound hit me physically. And it was the most peaceful thing. I forgot every single thing I ever knew. I forgot my training. I forgot my name. I just was hanging there like, and I'm hanging in this freaking air. I'm hanging in the air with a parachute strapped to me. And I start realizing some of the cues that they tried to train into our head over and over. When you see the tops of the trees, you're getting close to the ground. Make sure you start preparing to hit the ground. Because in a parachute, in the Army, you hit the ground hard. You have to do a roll. We practice this roll over and over and over. So I look up for the very first time in this entire experience, and I realize that my risers are completely twisted, and I'm plummeting to the ground. And I'm like, crap, I gotta fix my parachute. So I grab my risers, and I start bicycle kicking, and I'm freaking out. And I get my risers untwisted, and I'm looking straight ahead at the horizon, because if you look down, a guy in our training did this. If you look down, you will reach for the ground, and you will break your freaking leg. And he broke his femur. Awful. They caught it on video, and it was just like crunch, and you could hear it, man, across the drop zone. Horrible. I laugh because my brain's weird. Get over it. If you can't handle me laughing at crazy shit, then this is not the channel for you, just to be clear. So I'm preparing, I'm looking straight at the horizon, I'm not looking at the ground, and I collapse my parachute like you're supposed to. It's supposed to slow you down a little bit. And I hit the ground, perfect parachute landing, fall, and I'm laying on the ground, and I am in euphoria. I am feeling tingling all over my whole body, and the tingling gets a little more intense and a little more intense, and I'm thinking, because I'm a little strange, and I'm thinking, is this what an adrenaline dump feels like? All the chemicals are flowing through me from jumping out of a plane. And I look down, and I'm completely swarmed in red ants, head to toe, fire ants in Georgia, man. And I'm like, what do I do? I'm trying to wipe them off. Screw it, they're not coming off. Look, I found out I am not allergic to fire ants, so that's a good thing. And I gather up my parachute, and I'm running across the drop zone to get back and give my parachute to the rigger. Poor guy, gathering the parachutes, gets covered in red ants with me. And I head out. And the funny part of this story, on top of the insanity of the fact that I became a man by jumping out of an airplane, is that 2 days, 3 days later, I would have ants crawl out of crevices. I don't know, probably my hat. They had a little pocket, and they would just bite my face in the middle of a training exercise. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. Hey, this is what you can expect on this channel. I expect to tell a lot of stories. I expect to have a lot of fun. I run a company also called Refind You, where we help people heal from their crap. The stuff that's holding you back, we are experts at helping you get rid of that. You do a 3-day training course, you do your work, your emotional work to get rid of the shit that's holding you back in life, and you come back a month later for another 3 days, and your trajectory changes from one of these things. Refind You. That's what we do. I'm Joey. So great to meet you. Super excited to share my stories with you. And man, this is video 1. Let's see how it progresses over the years.